Okay, guys, so this is a little bit off the wall for me. I don't do a lot with Woo. Recently, I've done a bit more with Woo than I'd like to. Um, but a client brought up a issue with me, which I agree with and had to come up with a solution for. There may be a solution I'm just not aware of, and if there is, I'd love it if you tell me in the comments where I can simplify this whole approach. But I'm going to show you first my setup and then I'll show you the issue of what the client was asking for. And it's quite a ridiculous thing in Woo from my opinion, I should say. Right, so if I have a look at the WooCommerce settings, I've got a very simple setup where I've got a shipping zone for Australia, and I've got three rates here. I've got a flat rate, which is $20, ex-GST, I think it is, or ex-tax. Then I've got a free shipping, which I've set my threshold to $50 for a minimum order amount. And then I have a local pickup, which is obviously zero. So these are the three options that the customer has. So technically, they can either pay the $20 flat rate. If it's over $50, they get a free shipping option. Or all the time, they can choose to do a local pickup if they wish to. Pretty simple, right? Here's the issue. If I go into my cart here and I add, and this, by the way, this is just a raw Woo install on WordPress, just importing their dummy data, nothing else, no other plugins, nothing special here. All right, so if I add one of these t-shirts, which is $18 to the cart, in my cart here, I can see some weirdness going on for some reason. There we go. So I can see in my cart, I've got my flat rate of $22 or my local pickup. This currently makes sense. I don't meet the $50 threshold for my free freight, free shipping. So I can choose either the flat rate or the local pickup. That makes sense to me. If I add one product to the cart, I'm at $36. I don't meet my $50 threshold. I still have the same option. If I go to three options in the cart where I've got $54 now, I've met the option. So now I've got flat rate, free shipping, and local pickup. The question from the customer is, if they qualify for free shipping, why do we even show the paid version and why isn't the free shipping selected by default? Because what will happen here, if they don't look at that, they're not really savvy with e-commerce. This is the client, I should say, or the user. They just change their options, hit the proceed to checkout. They're paying for shipping when there's a free option. And now you've got a refund situation. So let's do this from the actual product and see if it does the same thing. So if I go into the product, and when I'm in the product, I'm going to add three of these or four of those to the cart, which should give me more than $50. Right now, automatically, I'm at 50 more dollars. What am I at? Oh, sorry, maths is off at the moment. I'm more than $50, so I should have free shipping, right? If I go to my cart, I have the same situation. Flat rate is checked, free shipping is not checked. If I proceed to check out, I'm paying for $22 that I don't need to pay for because I qualify for free shipping. Now, with this particular layout, it's pretty obvious that you can change it here. But if you're just in a hurry, you're not that savvy with WooCommerce or e-commerce, add this to the cart, you go to place order. We've now paid for shipping that we qualified for free. So not a good option at all. So let's have a look at the solution for this that I've come up with for the client. I'll remove that item just to clear it out so we have nothing in the cart. So I've got a code box snippet here. I'm just going to enable that. I'll come back to that and explain that once I've done it. I've enabled my code box snippet. If I add this to the cart, I've got my flat rate and my local pickup. If I add two products to the cart, so adding two more, I should say, make it three. I now have free shipping selected. I don't have a flat rate option, so I've got my free shipping or local pickup. If I proceed to check out, same deal. I've got free shipping selected by default, or I can pick it up locally. This just makes sense. I don't know why this isn't the default in WooCommerce, or if there are ways you can do this without custom code. But this is the solution I came up with. So now I'm just going to explain the code for those who want to know. For those who don't want to know, you can just copy the code, and I'll put a gist up, I should say, and in the description, and you can just copy the code from that. If you don't want to know how it works, You should know how it works because it might be different for your particular circumstance. So let's have a look at the actual code, CodeBox code. It's got a function here, which I'll come back to at the top here. This is my main function here. So I've got a WooCommerce hook, which is the package rates, which tells us what shipping rates we qualify for our current settings, our current address, whether we qualify for free shipping, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so when that filter gets called, we're going to call our function here, which is this main one here. Now, this here is a function that I've defined up there. And what that's going to do is we're going to look for a slug for a shipping method. And if it exists, then we're going to do something. If it doesn't exist, we're just going to not do anything at all. So what we're going to look for is, does free shipping appear in our rates that we're going to show, in our shipping methods we're going to show? Does it appear? And the way we do that is we call this function with the rates in it, and that's going to iterate through all the rates that are available. It explodes the name of the rate at a colon, which I'll show you why shortly. And we're looking for the first part having the same value as the name we've specified. So this is free shipping, so it looks at all the names of the shipping methods, looks for this as the first part of it. If it matches, it's going to return an array with the full name, which is the full name that includes the colon, and the actual value of the shipping method. So all the settings for the shipping method. So if it exists, we're going to set, so if the free exists, we're going to create a new rates array with the name and the value that was returned from this function up here. And if there's, we're going to do the same thing for local pickup. If that exists, we're just going to add that to the array. So we're going to have our free and our local. So if you've got other names, you might want to update this code to do that. So effectively, if we have free, we're going to return free and local. And if we don't have free, we're just going to return all the rates that were there by default. That's how this code works. Now, the reason this works is if we look at the checkout here, I'm going to look at these options using my Chrome DevTools. If you look at the names of these boxes here, these inputs, it's got here our value is free shipping :2. Our local pickup here is local pickup :3. So the way this seems to be working is in our WooCommerce settings, when we create shipping, what are these shipping methods here, it gives it a name, which is a slug based on this name here, and then a colon, and then a number. And the number will be the index of the actual shipping rate. So I've only created one here for Australia. If I created a second shipping zone for another country or region in Australia, and then I added flat rate and free shipping to that, they're different shipping methods. So the name of it will be the same as, for example, here to be flat_rate, and then a colon, and then an index number, right? So each of these is going to be different. We don't know what they're going to be when we get to this code. So what we're going to do is strip out the colon, take the first part, which is just the initial slug of that name, and look for that. And if that name exists, we're going to return that full name with the colon, and we're going to also return the value of that so that we can create a free shipping array. Sorry, not a free shipping, a shipping array based on that. Now that's a bit complex. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. If it doesn't, you can just copy and paste this code and enable into whatever your code manager is. And then that will, as long as you use the default name of free shipping and local pickup, this will work for you. So hopefully that makes sense and is something that will add value to you. If you have a better way of doing this, I'd love to hear it. Look forward to your comments. Thanks, guys.